Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zolotech, and we're doing a 1-day or 1.5-day follow-up on the HTC Thunderbolt. The phone has been really nice. I've used it for that time, and wanted to give some thoughts on it after using it for a day and a half before I do a review down the road here. So the phone itself is really quite nice. It feels a lot like the HTC HD2 or HD7, which it basically is, but this is a 4.3-inch screen. Really heavy, feels really nice. Because of that heft, it feels built well and solid. I don't feel like I'm going to break it. It does have this raised rim a little bit around the screen. I don't know if you can see that, but it is raised a little bit, so if you were to set it down this way, there's no screen touching whatever surface it's on, or at least it doesn't appear that way, and it just feels really solid overall. It does have this nice kickstand here, and this metal against the hand gives it more of a premium feel. Although it may sound a little silly, this kickstand does really make it feel nicer when holding it, and it's got a solid latch feel to it. It doesn't wiggle around. It's quite nice. So the phone itself, let's go ahead and turn it on. It's got Android 2.2 Froyo on it with HTC Sense. Let me bring in the camera here a bit so you can see it a little bit better. Let's go ahead and unlock it. Now I've been using it. It's early in the morning as I'm recording this. As you can see, the clouds are going across. Typical Sense. Now, some of you have asked a couple questions, and that's one of them. They'd heard that this did not connect. I'm sorry I don't have your names up here, but they'd heard or read somewhere that this does not connect with HTC Sense. Well, there was the clouds. I didn't do anything special to get that to work, and it's working just fine, just like any other Sense device. The battery life so far actually has been pretty good. The first day I got it, it ran out in half a day or so with normal use, and it was not full when I received it. When I unboxed it, turned it on for the first time, never plugged it in, let it run all the way down, plugged it in, charged it overnight, and then started using it today around noon. And as you can see, it's 12:44 in the morning, and that's where the battery's at. Haven't turned it off or anything like that. It's been receiving email from Gmail, and I set up Hotmail on there. It's an old account I have, but figured I'd check it out. And used it a few times for the camera, the camcorder, and a couple other things. Now let me move on to the camera. This camera is phenomenal. It's an 8-megapixel camera, and I'll be doing a separate video on that. But the camera is a huge step up from HTC's previous device, and there you can see that's just from my hand touching it. But the camera is a huge step up. And let me see if I can go into the camera here. And I was recording some videos, and for any of you that follow me on Twitter, there was actually a video or a couple pictures I posted, and here's one of them that I took with this camera. And while you're seeing this through a different camera, it's quite a nice picture. It did a nice job, and you can see the whole thing's responsive. It's pretty nice. One of the other things I noticed on the phone as well is flash integration. Actually went into the internet, went to my Facebook account and said, let's see if I can load Cityville. So I loaded Cityville on here, fairly slow, but it actually worked, and I was pretty surprised about that. My kids go to a site often called Build-A-Bearville. I went on there, and to give you an idea, I have an older iBook that my daughter uses, and the iBook was horrible compared to this as far as its performance. The flash performance on this is really quite good. And let's see. Well, I don't know that I have anything I can show you really on here other than my own site. I'm on 3G. I've only got 2 bars where I'm at right now on Verizon. I need to go on 4G, and I'll test that later as I need to go to an area that actually has 4G coverage. The next city over does, so I'm going to be heading out that way to test that out. But the browser's nice. There's a little bit of chop in the scroll, but the flash works well. Pinch to zoom works well. It just overall is a pretty nice phone. I really don't have a whole lot more to say about it other than that the battery's been pretty good. The camera's been fantastic. This is the first phone where I would say is on the same level or even better than the iPhone 4. It really is that big of a step up as far as image quality over other Android phones I've used. You know, HTC's put 8 megapixel cameras in the Incredible. There's been some other phones with the 8 megapixel camera, and it's really terrible. In the Incredible, if you've seen some of the videos I've done, the camera is just horrible. On this, it really is very high quality. It takes some really nice pictures. The camcorder has tap to focus and a lot of other things. I was blown away by how good the camera is on this. The Droid X has a good camera, but this, I don't think the Droid X compares, honestly. And the iPhone 4, I'm going to do some tests between this and the iPhone 4 because this is just so good. And that'll be in another video. So if you have any questions you want to know specifically about this phone that you're having a really hard time finding anywhere, please feel free to ask. I'm not really going to go into more on this phone until I use it for, I don't know, 4 days, 5 days, and then I can do a full review on it. But let me know any questions you have that you may be considering this phone over something else, and I'll try and answer those the best I can in the coming days here. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. Give a thumbs up to the video. And for all of you that have subscribed, I appreciate it. I just hit 4,000 subscribers. I really appreciate that. Couldn't be happier. So thanks for watching, and this is Aaron. I'll see you next time.